Hey guys. Okay, so I'm surprised, but a lot of people are actually enjoying these videos. Is where Becky and I get a little deep. So I'm surprised, but a lot of people have actually enjoyed these videos, which is crazy to me because I thought people wouldn't enjoy these so much. But these are the ones that we have already answered in our past videos. And these are the ones we haven't answered. So if you're new to this type of video, we go back and forth. Becky chooses one, asks me the question, I have to answer it. She doesn't get to answer it, and then vice versa. So are you ready?
Yes. Okay. Who among your friends do you think is most deserving of fame and fortune?
What? Okay. Fame and fortune. See, it's like I want some people to have like fortune, but then I know that those people don't want fame. So it's like, I don't know who to choose. I actually thought of someone. So I consider her a friend, obviously. I don't see her often because she lives somewhere else. But I'm going to go with Becky's cousin because, oh wait, we're not going to give the tea. But let's just say she's beautiful. She can sing. She can act. Like, she's done a lot of things like that already. So definitely her because that's what she wants and that's her dream. So I'm going to choose her. Okay, picking one for her. If you were absurdly rich, what selfish luxury would you indulge in?
Selfish luxury.
Yeah, I know, like selfish, what does that mean? Well, I know what okay, never mind.
Not really big into like really expensive stuff.
Right.
That's not really selfish. Making sure I got a house and a car and my bills are paid, you know.
Okay, let me word it a little differently. What is something that you would buy that's super expensive that you don't need, that you just like want?
A projector.
A projector?
So we can watch movies on the wall.
How much are those?
Not much.
Then let's get one. Oh wait, I just asked you.
Oh. Okay.
We got this.
Let's go. At one point, did you become aware of the concept of cool, and how did that affect you? Oh, that's cringy.
That reminds me, I have to tell them. Becky, she asked me one day, am I cool? I said, sure, but it's not cool to be cool. So it left her pondering. She was like, does that make me cool then? Or am I not cool since I'm cool? It was funny. I don't know the concept of cool.
I'm good without being cool. I don't have to be cool.
What does cool mean to you?
I don't know. Like really interesting and talented and, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay. See, cool to me is a word that you use in like middle school.
Yeah. Like
to be like talented and like,
well, I see people and I'm like, man, I wish I looked like them.
Aww.
Yeah.
To me, I wouldn't consider that like cool. What would be the word for that?
Aspiring?
Aspiring, admirable.
And admirable.
Yeah, things like that.
Inspirational.
Yeah. But at what point did I become aware of the concept of cool and how that affect you? Things were cool when I was in like middle school. Things aren't cool now. Like, I say cool, like when someone, like when I'm texting someone and they're like, oh, I just got done swimming. I'm like, cool. Like, I don't know.
So, okay, you mean middle school then?
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I want to be, you know.
Like in middle school, I would wear butterflies in my hair and that was cool. I thought I was cool doing that. I was like, I'm the coolest.
Back in like 2002, there was a yo-yo craze. So I had to have a yo-yo just like everybody else. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, out of nowhere, yo-yos just blew up.
I wasn't very good at them. I will admit that.
I couldn't really do any tricks, but I had fun just, you know, the regular.
Yeah. My brother was pretty good at it. That's what I remember mostly.
I did graduate from this to this. So.
What is this?
Where you just throw it down and catch it?
I couldn't do that. I was only ever a...
Really?
Yeah.
It took me a while to learn it that way.
Oh, wow. I'm to the last one. If you could resurrect one person for a year, who would you choose and why?
I don't know. For a year.
For a year.
Probably somebody to get this country back in shape.
Ooh, this is getting deep.
I mean, we're not supposed to be talking about politics here, but there's a lot
Politics.
wrong. Everybody knows there is. Whether you're on either side, there's wrong somewhere. So
you'd resurrect someone who could literally just like fix everything. I don't think there's one person that could do that, do you?
No, because they've all made their faults.
Right.
They've all, you know, I'm sure done something that wasn't the best interest for their country. So, okay. Where do you go and what do you do when you need to restore your energy?
I sit in my bed all day.
I mean, sleeping, you know. Isn't that how a normal human restores their energy?
I'm not normal. I'm gonna do the top one. What's a common trait shared by everyone you've dated? Oh, the tea.
Well, very common was I had a bad habit of dating Geminis. I dated like 3 of them.
I'm not Gemini.
No, thank God, because Geminis are crazy.
I'm a Capricorn.
I can't remember what they say about Capricorns. All I know is Geminis, where there was 3 of them, they all had very similar bad qualities.
So you believe in horoscopes and zodiac stuff?
No, I don't like, because I'm a Sagittarius, and what it says for a Sagittarius, it doesn't sound like me.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe in horoscopes. I don't believe in the zodiac sign stuff. Nothing. I just don't.
When it comes to handling conflict, are you more like your mom or your dad?
I legitimately can say that I'm a mixture of both. From what I remember from when I was younger and being around them, I literally feel like I'm a mixture of both. Honestly, I feel like it's a little too personal to like share why and like how, so I'm just gonna say both of them. Okay. Recall a moment when you immediately knew you were in trouble. When she met me. I'm just kidding.
Do you mean like...
It could be anything.
Well, I don't know if I ever told this story before, but like the time that I was in the goat house, my dad built like this thing, the shelter thing for the goats to go into at night when we had goats. And he said, you know, stay out of there. Well, we didn't have goats for a long time, but actually that little shelter thing is still standing to this day. This was back in the early 2000s. Me and 2 of my cousins decided, let's go play in there. Mind you, this was years after there were no goats, so it wasn't like gross or anything. So it was time for church and we were coming out of it. I decided, hey, you know, it was a small area. I'm like, I'm gonna crawl through it backwards and just stick a foot out and then go out the rest of the way. I put my hand back and stumbled and it bent my thumb all the way back and broke it. So I went to church with a broken thumb and I didn't tell my parents ever because I didn't want to get in trouble. It was like purple and everything. I made sure to keep my hand hidden until the color went away. Like days. I made sure they wouldn't see my hand. Like I had it in my pocket or in a hoodie, you know.
That's not good. That's the minute you knew you were in trouble?
Yeah. As soon as that happened, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't let them find out. I'm probably going to get my butt spanked.
Right.
So.
Oh my gosh. I've never heard that story before, which is weird.
You've never heard that story before?
Never.
That's weird.
I know.
It's a crazy story. When was the last time someone saw you cry?
I literally cry every day.
Yeah.
I cry every day for like the stupidest reasons. Like yesterday I cried in the car because I was like, oh my God, my mood stabilizer is working. I had like this like moment where I felt like it was like really working. And I cried from like happy tears.
Yes, you did.
I cry for like a lot of like random things. There's like no rhyme or reason. I'm an emotional, sensitive person. And I wouldn't say that's like a bad thing, but it does annoy me because like sometimes I'll just like cry like around people or I get like teary eyed and I feel like people think I'm like a dramatic person, but that's not even it. I'm just
emotional.
I'm emotional. I'm very like, I feel empathy for people. Like yesterday we were in the car and there was this cop like on the side of the road and I was like, I couldn't ever be a cop because I couldn't pull people over because I'd feel too bad. I'd feel bad.
You would let everybody go.
Yeah, and I'm like, because I feel...
Just don't speed anymore.
Yeah, I feel people's pain. Like, I feel people's embarrassment. I feel people's sadness. And I feel people's anger. Like when I'm around someone, however they're feeling, like my body matches it. And I feel like that's it just makes me an emotional person, I guess. Like very, yeah. I don't like it too much, but it's like whatever. What are some overrated pleasures in your life?
Overrated pleasures?
What's a pleasure in your life that is overrated to other people, but to you it's not?
The only thing that comes to mind is a phone. But lately it's like I don't keep that thing glued to my hand and my face like I used to. So
you think phones are overrated?
Yeah.
Really?
Because people just spend too much time on them.
They do.
And that's what made me, leave it sitting sometimes whenever we're watching a TV show or having a conversation or,
Yeah.
actually doing something. Because back in the day, I would have just had it glued to my freaking hand anyway.
I'm obsessed with my phone.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's the rules.
A rule? I didn't know there was a rule card. Okay.
Is it wrong to be ashamed of one's country? Why or why not?
No, it's not wrong. Because I feel like there are things that could happen in your country that, like, obviously you're not in control of and you could be ashamed of it. There are a few things I'm ashamed of currently that's going on in our world, y'all. Well, not world, but our country. Well, world too. But I'm ashamed to know that, like, not like my generation's a part of it, but it kind of is. So that's that. You always do it solo. Hello, can you go? What type of person are you least likely to become friends with?
Probably someone who is I'm not saying I couldn't be friends with someone like this because I have a lot of people in my family, but someone who is so right-winged that they, just extremely right-winged people, like Westboro Baptist Church. Like I don't want no part of anyone like that. Someone who is just so, I'm going to protest at this soldier's funeral because I can. You know what I'm saying? That happened.
Wait, why would they protest at a soldier's funeral? I'm confused.
I can't remember if he was gay or if he was like of color or something. Like a different race other than white,
I can't. So, you don't like people who are very like, my way is right because this is what the Bible says, pretty much.
Yeah. And those people take the Bible way wrong.
But explain to people how you grew up. So, like, she went to a Christian school for like her whole life.
Yes, I did.
That's how she grew up. So she's not like, I don't want people to take what she's saying and like twist it. Like, she's not knocking them because
no,
she believes in God.
It's not, I believe in God, it's just, that's not my way of doing things. And I don't think it's the smartest way to do things.
And a lot of what, like, how she feels, in my opinion, is based off of like your experience.
Yeah. I'm talking experience with these schools. Like, I think I was in 4th grade. And this was whenever John Kerry and George Bush was going into office. They made us vote who would we choose. And it was in front of everybody, so it wasn't private.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, everybody picked George Bush because he's Republican and he was Christian and, So, of course, I was like, I'm going to vote for George Bush. But looking back on it now, I'm like, John Kerry would have been a whole lot better, but, whatever.
That's who I was.
What?
I liked John Kerry. I was like, yeah. Do not take anything she's saying and like twist it, make it your own, because I know that's what people do. And don't get offended by any opinions, because that's the point. They are opinions. We won't get offended by yours if you won't get offended by ours.
I'm very into listening to other people's opinions.
Yeah.
What do you get complimented on the most?
My winged eyeliner, which I'm currently not wearing.
I believe it. It's very spot on.
Thanks. If you could volunteer for a year, what cause would you be involved in?
Oh. think I would either want to do like autistic kids, or I would want to do like an LGBT center, or I would like to be at like a Alzheimer's like place where you could go talk to them and stuff. Because my mama had it, and like the 2 last weeks of her life, it was really bad. And it's like, you know, I feel for those people. My favorite person when I worked at a nursing home, she had dementia, but she was great. I loved her. Would you rather give your past self advice or ask your future self a question?
Ooh, that's a goodie. I would definitely give my past self advice, but that's a little scary because I know for a fact if I gave myself advice, I'd probably take that advice and I probably wouldn't be where I am now. So it's so crazy because like there's so many pros to my life currently, but there's so many cons to my life. So it's like, that's what?
That sounds you, man.
Because it's like, yeah, that's scary. But I would definitely give myself advice because, I mean, if I could change being this size, I used to tell myself that I wouldn't. But I'm at the point where it's like, yeah, I would. Because I don't want to be this person suffering with like an eating disorder and like being over 500 pounds. Like it's not. I always ask myself like, why me? But that's going off on a whole different thing. And I'm gonna start crying, so let's not do that. Okay. What is something about the way your parents raised you that you are thankful for?
They raised me to be very polite and humble. So it's like, you know, I don't have to have big expensive things or, you know, the best of the best. I don't mind to get great value. Or, you know, what is that one from Walgreens? I can't remember. Nice.
Oh my God, I haven't been to Walgreens in forever.
I have no issue getting stuff like that. I don't have to be like, oh, I've got to have Kraft macaroni and cheese because it's Kraft. I got to have Kraft cheese. You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
Or the organic brands that are just like way expensive. But yeah, very polite. I didn't have to call my mom and dad sir or ma'am, but I did have to, you know, respect other people. What are signs that you have chemistry with someone?
Signs that you have chemistry? So for me, in my opinion, it's when, like, honestly, you can't keep your hands off of each other, but you know when it's, like, appropriate to be like that. Obviously, because you can be like that, like, 24/7. Just when, like, you connect with someone. I don't know how to explain it. Like, when you connect with them, like, emotionally and physically and mentally, like, you can have conversations with them, but you can also, like, connect with them in bed. Like, that's chemistry to me. Like, when you have the whole situation, like, when your heart beats really fast when you're around them, when you get, like, the whole butterfly situation, when you think of them a lot, like, not like in an obsessive way, but I feel like chemistry is different for everyone, but it's very a touchy-feely thing. Like, you touch their minds, you touch their body type deal. Okay, so we're gonna do one more question. If you were to give a tour of your hometown, what would be the highlights? Why is that funny?
Because there's not many.
Yeah, so we're skipping that question.
I love my hometown. Don't get me wrong. I really do. It's home. I don't ever want to stray far from it. There are some good things to it, but it's just like I can't think of anything right now.
You can't think of anything. It's funny.
I mean, we had a mayor one time who was like really good friends with John F. Kennedy. Like it was on the plaque. Like, I don't know. I read all this stuff about it.
How are you going to give a tour of him? You going to go to his house?
There was a statue in the square, but I don't know if it's there anymore.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because obviously I've been to her hometown several hundred times. And I honestly, like, I can't think of anything. I'd be like, hey, you want to go to the square? Like,
I can take you to an art museum. I can take you to a haunted museum. They have that.
Why don't you ever tell me about this?
Thought you knew about that.
A haunted museum?
Yeah, it's in the old library downtown. It's like on the main strip.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
I hope you did too, because we enjoy it.
Do you enjoy doing these?
I do.
This is all we have left, though. What are we gonna do? This is probably for the next video. And
Yeah,
then
that
what?
looks like it would be enough.
Maybe we can buy some more.
What if you buy them in the same questions?
And then we have to answer the same questions?
Yeah.
No.
There wouldn't be different answers, so maybe in some years from now. I mean,
In 10 years, we'll do this again.
yeah, 10
Okay.
years from now,
So anyways, we'll see you in the next video. Or at least I know I will.
maybe we'll see.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye, you guys.